Hola, welcome to my YouTube channel. The Premier League is absolutely on smoke. Arsenal were minutes away of potentially losing their top spot this weekend. Wolverhampton had it in their hands. But who would have thought? Who would have thought? Before I start, guys, listen, if you're watching this, subscribe. You know me. I got all my tactics. I always talk about them. So I'll give you loads of content speaking on the tactical aspect of the game, the technical aspect, and showing you my ball knowledge. Let's go on to the Arsenal game. Now, Arsenal scored in the last minute, and Wolves scored in the last minute. Stoppage time. But me coming to tell you that Arsenal scored 2 goals at home against the worst team in Premier League history, points tallies wise, and they're bottom of the table. They equalised and actually scored a goal, a headed goal. Arsenal scored from 2 crosses, 1 a corner, hit the goalkeeper's head, arm from Saka, went in. And then, I don't know if you call it a Saka assist, but maybe, and an own goal from Mosquera. And Arsenal win with 2 own goals, and the performance was terrible. Like, honestly, if I watched that game and you told me that that's top of the league playing football, what has happened to the Premier League? At least last season, we see Liverpool, the first half of the season, they actually demolished teams. They won. They play good football. It is what it is. And in previous times past, yesteryear, we see Man City destroy the Premier League. But that from Arsenal? Honestly, they could not even break down Wolverhampton. Now, let's turn to the creative player. Ekitike Eze. Last week, hooked at half-time. What was today's performance? I'm not even going to come out here because I've not criticized Eze, really. But you cannot... I mean... Honestly, you're playing bottom of the league. Respectfully, you have to show something. Low block or not, there has to be something that we feel from your game. Ekitike. Nothing. Honestly, and to be fair to Trossard, every time he comes on, he actually shakes something up in the attack of Arsenal. But in terms of creating opportunities, it's a hard watch watching Arsenal play football. It's a hard watch. Honestly, if you take away that corner, they probably drew this game. You know what I mean? Like, open play watching Arsenal is not a good watch at all. And we've seen that. And yes, Arteta will jump up and down and celebrate. And yes, they scored. And yes, it's the hallmark of champions, which they're not. And they've never been for over 20 years. But it is a hallmark of champions if you score last minute. It doesn't matter how. Win games ugly. But they play ugly most of the time. So you cannot win games ugly if you're always playing that way. I mean, the last 2-3 weeks watching Arsenal play, I mean, I'm confused. You know, this Premier League has really dropped. Because if that's the team at the top of the table, it really tells you there's no quality. Understandably so. Obviously, they gave Saka man of the match. Again, if that's a man of the match performance, I don't know. Like, Arsenal fans, you can be as happy as you want. You're top of the league. So I can't take that away from you. Most consistent team that concedes the least amount of goals. However, that football is just not sustainable. If there was a team half as consistent as Arsenal this season, they wouldn't be top. That's the reality, but they won, and that's all that matters. I mean, we can point fingers here and there, you know, but I'm looking at the creativity. I just thought Wolves were there for the beating from the beginning of the game. Wolves defended really well, and they got the result, and they tried to get the result, that they wanted. They couldn't hold out. And that's why they bottomed the league. They couldn't. You scoring in the 91st minute and conceding in like the 94th or 3rd. It basically just says everything about you and why you are where you are in the league. On to the next game, Liverpool. I watched that game with Brighton. Ekitike. I mean, I spoke about Ekitike. Class act. 2 words. Class act. Because coming to a team, 80, 90 million, and then seeing that same team go out and say we need another striker. Granted, we know about why Liverpool bought another striker. However, because they have quite similar frames, because they have similar styles-ish, you would have thought you're buying 2 of the same player. Now, Ekitike, who's not Prem proven, has come to the Premier League and has proven that he's better than Alexander Isak right now, and Isak needs to sit on the bench and watch him play, even though he's the Premier League record signing, which is crazy if you ask me. And why people have not asked questions of Alexander Isak, why people have not criticized Alexander Isak when he comes on, he doesn't look like the Isak that we're meant to know, the Isak that we knew, the Isak of yesteryear, the Isak from last season. Is he a player that in a game you're going to necessarily be so scared of and he's going to destroy you, etc.? Not necessarily. But is he a player that plays in moments and is effective in those moments? Yes. And are we seeing the Alexander Isak that we expect to see, the Alexander Isak that Newcastle United signed from Real Sociedad? No. Are we seeing the Alexander Isak that we know has all the ability, all the talent in the world, dribbling, technique, football IQ, pace, finishing, everything you can think of in a complete striker Alexander Isak has, and he is not producing that at Liverpool right now? Why is nobody talking about it? Now, I get it. Liverpool won 2-0, but they offered so many opportunities to Brighton. You know, they offered a lot of opportunities. They are still there for the taking. Brighton didn't take the chances. That's the reality. But I'm on to Isak because I'm saying, why is nobody talking about him? Why is nobody criticizing him? If he was at Man United, if he was at another club, he'd be all over the tabloids. He even comes on, he doesn't look like scoring. His touches are not neat. And we're going to keep talking about preseason forever? Come on, listen. And let me talk about Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Mo Salah that's been making noise this whole week. Mo Salah last week that came out and said, oh, you know what? They've dropped me. They've thrown me under a bus. They've thrown you under a bus. Anybody that watched this game today, the cameo of Mo Salah, I think out of respect, they put him on the bench. The cameo of Mo Salah today. Mo Salah, you cannot talk like that, come and perform like that. I was shocked. There was an opportunity where Chiesa ran on the counter-attack. Chiesa could just go towards the goal and shoot at school. You know what he did? He laid it on a plate for Mo Salah. I gather it. The ball is bouncing. I understand, guys. Don't worry. I get football. I know ball. You know, I know ball. You thought I didn't know ball. I know ball. It's bouncing. It's not the easiest of chances. But Mo Salah, this is Mo Salah. We expect him to score. He skies it. Then in the last minute, counter-attack. He's dribbling 1v1. Virgil van Dijk to his left. And then I believe it was Robertson who made a run as well. Again, to his further left. Mo Salah played the most disgusting outside of the foot pass straight to the goalkeeper. It was probably the easiest pass to play. He lost the ball so many times. I'm like, you look out of sorts. You don't even look ready to be on the pitch. And you're complaining? Now, I get it. You want to play your Mo Salah, but Liverpool have 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games, so Arne Slot's winning. Arne Slot's winning. But somehow it wasn't a good hate watch. You know, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea won as well. Cole Palmer, wonderful finish. Run inside from the right, touch, set Pickford the wrong way. Cold celebration. Cole Palmer's back. It's been a long time since he's been playing. Starting for Chelsea, he scored, and then, of course, the wonderful move by Pedro Neto and Gusto scored. I didn't really watch the game. I watched the highlights. Alejandro Garnacho missing again, missed an open goal, then missed a 1v1. I mean, with Garnacho, you're never really surprised with his misses. You know, nothing's really changed. Again, Garnacho's a probability player, and you know what I mean about that. A numbers game. 7 shots, 1 goal. Probability player. You know what I mean? It's a numbers game. You know, he needs volume. He's a volume player. Like, of course, a Vinicius Jr. But Vinicius Jr. is that ilk higher, the higher tier. But Chelsea win. Everton had their own chances to hit the post with Ndiaye. You know, Jack Grealish. Everton in this game, it could have, again, been another 2-2. You know, Fofana was back for Chelsea, so that was good for them, of course. I think, again, the Premier League quality hasn't been great. The games today that I've watched haven't been great. They've just been football games, but nothing interesting. Arsenal do get the victory, and they do lead at the top of the table above Aston Villa and Manchester City. So congratulations to them. And, well, carry on. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Cupola, subscribe, like, turn on notifications, share, comment. I'll see you soon.